Your body is not what you think it is. You've been taught that your body is a biological machine, solid, fixed, subject to mechanical laws of cause and effect. A machine that breaks down, wears out, and eventually stops working. But quantum physics reveals something radically different. Your body is not a solid object. It's a dynamic energy system, a field of information constantly updating itself based on observation and consciousness. And if your body is a quantum system, then the observer effect applies, which means your conscious observation can literally change your body's state. From disease to health, from dysfunction to optimal function. This is not faith healing, this is not placebo, this is quantum mechanics applied to biology. And it's the secret behind every spontaneous remission ever recorded. Welcome. Today we're exploring one of the most controversial and empowering applications of quantum physics: quantum healing. The scientifically documented phenomenon where consciousness directly affects physical health, where observation changes cellular behavior, where intention influences biological processes. By the end of this video, you'll understand the mechanism behind miraculous healings. You'll know why some people heal against all odds, while others don't. And most importantly, you'll learn how to apply quantum principles to your own health and healing. This information could save your life, or the life of someone you love. So pay close attention. Let's start with what we know from quantum physics. At the subatomic level, particles don't have definite states until they're observed. Before observation, they exist in superposition, all possible states simultaneously. The act of observation collapses the superposition into one definite state. This is the observer effect, and it's been proven thousands of times in laboratories around the world. Now here's the question nobody in mainstream medicine is asking. If subatomic particles respond to observation, and your body is made of subatomic particles, does your body respond to observation? The answer is yes, definitively yes, and the implications are staggering. Your body is approximately 37 trillion cells. Each cell contains trillions of atoms. Each atom is mostly empty space with subatomic particles vibrating at specific frequencies. These particles are in constant quantum flux, constantly exchanging information with the quantum field, constantly updating based on environmental signals. And one of the most powerful environmental signals is consciousness. Your consciousness, your thoughts, your beliefs, your expectations, your observations. All of these create electromagnetic signals that interact with the quantum field of your body. And when the field receives these signals, it responds by collapsing probabilities toward health or disease, toward healing or deterioration, based on what you're observing. This is not theoretical. This has been measured. The Institute of Heart Math has demonstrated that emotions create measurable changes in DNA expression. When subjects generated feelings of love and appreciation, their DNA strands relaxed and lengthened. When they generated feelings of fear and stress, their DNA strands contracted and shortened. Same DNA, different observation, different outcome. The observer effect at the biological level, but it goes deeper. Neuroscientist Dr. Joe Dispenza has documented cases where people healed serious diseases through meditation and visualization alone. Tumors disappearing, paralysis reversing, autoimmune conditions resolving, without drugs, without surgery, just through changing the way they observed their bodies. The placebo effect is quantum healing. We've known for decades that placebo works. Give someone a sugar pill, tell them it's powerful medicine, and a significant percentage will heal. Mainstream medicine dismisses this as the placebo effect, as if it's not real healing, but it is real healing. The body actually changes, measurably, objectively, so the question is how, why, and the answer is quantum observation. When you believe you've taken powerful medicine, you observe your body as healing. You expect improvement. You focus on getting better. And this observation creates electromagnetic signals that interact with your body's quantum field. The field responds by collapsing probabilities toward the state you're observing, healing. The pills weren't medicine. Your observation was the medicine. But here's what's fascinating. The nocebo effect is quantum healing in reverse. If you believe something will harm you, it often does, even if it's completely inert. This has been demonstrated repeatedly. People given sugar pills and told their chemotherapy develop the side effects of chemotherapy: hair loss, nausea, immune suppression from sugar pills, because they observed their bodies as being poisoned, and their bodies responded to the observation. This proves beyond doubt that observation affects biology. The question is not whether it works. The question is, are you using this power consciously or unconsciously? Are you observing your body toward health or disease? And here's the uncomfortable truth most people don't want to hear. If you constantly observe your body as sick, broken, aging, deteriorating, you're collapsing quantum probabilities toward that state. Every time you say "I'm sick," you're reinforcing a particular observation. Every time you identify with a diagnosis, you're strengthening that identity at the quantum level. Every time you expect symptoms, you're creating the conditions for those symptoms to manifest. You're not doing this maliciously. You're not consciously choosing disease, but you are unconsciously creating it through observation. The good news is, once you understand the mechanism, you can change it. You can become a conscious observer of your health. And when you do, healing becomes not just possible, but probable. So let's talk about how this actually works at the cellular level. Because understanding the mechanism makes the practice more powerful. When you believe something, when you expect something, when you observe something consistently, you're not just thinking thoughts, you're creating electromagnetic signals. Your brain and heart generate measurable electromagnetic fields. These fields extend beyond your body and interact with the quantum field around and within you. Every cell in your body is bathed in this electromagnetic information, and cells respond to information. Dr. Bruce Lipton, a cell biologist, demonstrated this in his groundbreaking research. He showed that cells respond not just to chemical signals, but to energetic signals. The cell membrane is not just a barrier, it's an information processor. It reads the electromagnetic environment and adjusts cellular function accordingly. When the environment signals safety, abundance, and health, cells express genes for growth, repair, and vitality. When the environment signals danger, scarcity, and disease, cells express genes for protection, inflammation, and shutdown. And what creates the environment? Your nervous system, your hormones, your electromagnetic field, all of which are influenced by your thoughts, beliefs, and observations. Here's a concrete example. When you observe your body as healthy and strong, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. This signals safety to every cell. In response, cells open up. They absorb nutrients efficiently. They eliminate waste effectively. They communicate clearly with neighboring cells. They express genes for healing and regeneration. Your immune system functions optimally. Your inflammation decreases. Your cellular repair mechanisms activate. All because you're observing health. But when you observe your body as sick and vulnerable, you activate the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight mode. This signals danger. Cells go into protection mode. They close down. They hoard resources. They stop communicating. They express genes for survival, not thriving. Your immune system becomes dysregulated. Inflammation increases. Repair mechanisms shut down, all because you're observing disease. And this happens instantaneously. The moment you shift your observation, your electromagnetic field shifts. The moment your field shifts, your cells receive different information. The moment cells receive different information, they change their behavior. This is not a slow process. This is quantum speed, which is why spontaneous remissions happen. People don't gradually heal from terminal cancer over years. They heal rapidly, sometimes overnight, because they shifted their observation so completely that their entire biological system updated to match the new information. Let me share a documented case. A woman diagnosed with terminal cancer. Doctors gave her weeks to live. She decided not to tell her family immediately. She wanted one more happy Christmas, so she pretended nothing was wrong. She focused on joy, gratitude, love. She observed herself as healthy and alive. She acted as if she had a long future ahead. After Christmas, she went back for a scan. The tumors had shrunk significantly. The doctors were shocked. They ran more tests. Over the next few months, the cancer completely disappeared. They called it spontaneous remission, a medical miracle. But it wasn't a miracle. It was quantum healing. She changed her observation so profoundly that her body's quantum field collapsed into a different state. Health instead of disease. Now, does this mean you can just think positive and cure any disease? No. And here's why that's an important distinction. Conscious positive thinking is not the same as quantum observation. Positive thinking is often mental, superficial, an attempt to override deeper beliefs. Quantum observation is embodied. It's a felt shift at the level of identity and expectation. It's not saying I'm healthy while believing you're sick. It's actually observing yourself as healthy at a level so deep that your cells receive that information as truth. And that requires more than affirmations. It requires deep inner work, releasing trauma, healing old wounds, dissolving limiting beliefs, shifting identity. This is why quantum healing is not easy, but it is possible. And here's something crucial to understand. Your body wants to heal. Healing is your body's natural state. Every moment, your body is trying to return to homeostasis, balance, health. Your immune system is constantly scanning for problems and fixing them. Your cells are constantly repairing damage. Your systems are constantly seeking optimal function. The only thing that blocks this natural healing capacity is interference. And the most common interference is your observation. When you observe your body as broken, you're interfering with its natural healing process. You're sending signals that contradict the body's innate wisdom. You're creating confusion in the quantum field. But when you observe your body as capable of healing, as already healing, as designed for health, you align with the body's natural tendency. You remove interference. You allow healing to happen naturally. Think about a cut on your finger. You don't have to think it healed. You don't have to visualize the skin cells knitting together. You just trust that healing will happen. And it does. Automatically. Because you're not interfering with the process, quantum healing is learning to have that same trust with more serious conditions. It's observing your body the way you observe a cut. Of course it's healing. That's what bodies do. And when you observe from that place of certainty, your body receives the signal. Permission granted, trust established, healing activated. This is the secret. Not forcing healing, not demanding it, not desperately hoping for it, just observing it as the natural, inevitable outcome of a body doing what bodies are designed to do. Now let's address the elephant in the room. What about people who practice positive thinking, visualization, and quantum observation but don't heal? What about people who die despite believing they would recover? This is important because if we're going to talk honestly about quantum healing, we have to address the cases where it doesn't seem to work. And there are several reasons why observation alone might not produce physical healing. Reason 1. Subconscious beliefs override conscious intentions. You can consciously affirm I am healthy while subconsciously believing I'm dying. And the subconscious wins every time. Because the subconscious is where the deep programming lives. The identity-level beliefs, the survival patterns. If your subconscious believes you're supposed to be sick, either because of family patterns or trauma or some hidden benefit from illness, it will sabotage conscious healing efforts. Quantum healing requires alignment, conscious and subconscious observing the same reality. If there's conflict, the result is mixed signals, confusion in the quantum field, and confusion doesn't create clear outcomes. Reason 2. Secondary gain. Sometimes illness serves a purpose. Maybe it gets you attention you couldn't get when healthy. Maybe it gives you permission to rest when you wouldn't allow yourself to rest otherwise. Maybe it removes you from an intolerable situation you felt trapped in. Maybe it allows you to avoid responsibilities you didn't want. I'm not saying people consciously choose disease for these reasons, but the subconscious is purely pragmatic. If disease solves a problem, the subconscious will maintain the disease. Until the underlying need is addressed another way, healing won't be allowed. This is why some people only heal after they resolve emotional or relational issues that the illness was serving. Reason 3. The body has reached a point of no return. Quantum healing is powerful, but physical reality has momentum. If damage is extensive enough, if systems have failed beyond a certain threshold, the body may not be able to recover even with perfect observation. This doesn't mean observation failed. It means the physical state had progressed beyond the point where quantum intervention could reverse it. Like a building that's been demolished. You can intend for it to be whole, but the physical structure is gone. Quantum healing works best when there's still physical substrate to work with, when cells are still alive, when systems are still functioning. This is why early intervention matters. The earlier you apply quantum observation, the more reversible the condition. Reason 4. Soul-level agreements. This is more esoteric but worth considering. Some spiritual traditions teach that souls choose certain experiences for growth, learning, or service. That some illnesses or deaths serve a higher purpose we can't see from the human perspective. In this view, the person's soul has chosen not to heal physically, even if the personality wants to. And quantum healing respects soul choice. It doesn't override it. This doesn't mean you shouldn't try. It means you hold your observation lightly, you offer healing, you align with health, but you surrender the outcome, trusting that whatever unfolds is what's meant to unfold. So, quantum healing is not a guarantee. It's not a formula. It's a practice, a way of engaging with your body that maximizes the probability of healing. But probability is not certainty, and that's okay. You practice quantum healing not because it's guaranteed to work, but because it's the most aligned, empowered, life-affirming way to relate to your body. Whether you heal or not, you've lived as a conscious creator. You've honored your body's intelligence. You've participated in your own well-being. And that's always worthwhile. Now, let's talk about practical application. How do you actually practice quantum healing? How do you observe your body toward health in a way that's effective, not just intellectual? Here are the key principles. Principle 1. Shift from diagnosis to possibility. Medical diagnosis is observation. When a doctor says you have cancer or diabetes or heart disease, they're observing a particular state, and that observation is powerful. It can collapse your body's quantum field toward that state, not because the diagnosis creates the disease, but because you identify with it. You become a cancer patient, a diabetic, a heart disease sufferer, and identity determines observation. So while you need medical information, you must not identify with the diagnosis. Instead, hold it lightly. This is a current state, a snapshot, not a fixed identity. And other states are possible. Healing is possible. Perfect health is possible. This keeps the quantum field open to multiple outcomes instead of collapsing prematurely toward disease. Principle 2. Practice feeling healthy now. Not imagining being healthy in the future. Feeling healthy right now in this moment. Find aspects of your body that feel good and amplify your awareness of them. Maybe your breath is flowing easily. Maybe your heart is beating steadily. Maybe your digestion is working. Maybe your eyes are seeing clearly. Whatever is working, notice it, appreciate it, feel gratitude for it. This creates an observation of health. And the more you observe health, the more your quantum field collapses toward health. You're not denying symptoms. You're shifting the ratio of your attention. From 90% focus on what's wrong to 60%, then 50%, then 40%. As your observation of health increases, so does your experience of health. Principle 3. Visualize cellular healing in detail. This is not just vague positive thinking. This is specific, detailed observation of your body healing at the cellular level. If you have cancer, visualize your immune cells identifying and destroying cancer cells. See tumors shrinking. See healthy cells replacing damaged ones. If you have inflammation, visualize the inflammatory response calming. See tissues returning to normal. See pain signals quieting. The more specific and detailed your visualization, the more information you're providing to your quantum field. You're essentially programming healing at the level of intention, and intention influences quantum outcomes. Spend time every day in this detailed observation, not hoping, not wishing, observing as if you're watching it happen in real time, because at the quantum level, you are. Principle 4. Release attachment to timeline and outcome. This seems contradictory, but it's essential. You observe healing clearly and specifically, but you don't grasp at it desperately. Desperation is fear. Fear is low frequency. Low frequency doesn't heal. So you practice a paradox. Clear intention without attachment. Strong observation without need. You know healing is happening and you trust the timing. Maybe it happens quickly. Maybe it unfolds gradually. Maybe the healing looks different than you expected. You allow. You trust. You surrender control while maintaining clear observation. This is the sweet spot. Active participation combined with divine trust. Let me walk you through a specific quantum healing practice you can start using today. This is a meditation-style practice that combines all the principles we've discussed into one coherent protocol. You can do this for 10 to 20 minutes daily. The more consistently you practice, the more powerful the effects. So find a comfortable position, and let's begin. Step 1. Enter coherence. Take several slow, deep breaths. Breathing in for a count of 5, holding for 5, exhaling for 5. This shifts your nervous system from sympathetic to parasympathetic, from stress to safety. And safety is the foundation of healing. Continue breathing until you feel your body relax, your mind quiet, your heart open. You're creating the optimal state for quantum observation. Coherence. All systems aligned, broadcasting a unified signal. Step 2. Scan your body with neutral awareness. Bring your attention to each part of your body systematically, not looking for problems, not judging what you find, just noticing. Start with your feet. Notice any sensations. Temperature, tingling, tension, ease. Move up to your legs, your pelvis, your abdomen, your chest, your arms, your neck, your head. This is important because you're establishing communication with your body. You're saying, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm paying attention. And your body responds to this loving awareness. Cells become more receptive when they're being observed with care. Step 3. Identify the area needing healing. Bring your awareness to the specific part of your body that needs attention. Maybe it's an organ, a tissue, a system, a specific cell line. Don't focus on the disease. Focus on the location. And as you focus there, imagine you're zooming in, deeper and deeper, past the physical structure, into the cellular level, into the molecular level, into the quantum level, until you're observing the pure energy field of that part of your body. No solid matter, just vibrating energy, patterns of information, quantum possibilities. Step 4. Observe healing happening now. Now here's the key. You're not going to try to force healing. You're going to observe it. as if you're watching a movie of your body healing in real time. See your immune system working perfectly, identifying damaged cells, clearing them gently and efficiently. See healthy cells multiplying, organizing into perfect structure. See blood flow increasing to the area, bringing nutrients and oxygen, removing waste and toxins. See inflammation resolving, swelling decreasing, pain signals quieting. See the quantum field of that area shifting from a disease pattern to a health pattern. From chaotic vibration to coherent vibration. From low frequency to high frequency. Observe all of this as if it's happening now, because at the quantum level it is. Step 5. Feel the reality of perfect health. This is crucial. Don't just visualize, feel. How would you feel if this part of your body were completely healed? Relief, gratitude, joy, freedom, peace. Feel those emotions now, as intensely as you can. Let them wash through your entire body. These emotions create electromagnetic signals that amplify your observation. They give your quantum field clear information about the state you're collapsing toward. Feeling is the language your body understands. So feel deeply, feel completely. Feel as if healing is already accomplished. Because at the quantum level, all possibilities exist now, including perfect health. Step 6. Give gratitude. Thank your body for its incredible intelligence, for the trillions of processes happening every second to keep you alive. Thank your immune system for its constant vigilance. Thank your cells for their tireless work. Thank the quantum field for responding to your observation. Thank the healing that's unfolding. Gratitude is one of the highest frequency emotions. It signals abundance, completion, trust. And these signals create powerful healing conditions. Spend time in gratitude, bathing your body in appreciation. This alone is healing. Step 7. Release and trust. Take a final deep breath, and as you exhale, release all effort, all attachment to outcome, all need for healing to happen in a specific way or time frame. You've done your part. You've observed clearly. You've provided information. You've aligned your field. Now you trust your body to do what it does best. Heal. You're not controlling the process. You're collaborating with it. There's a difference. Control is fear-based. Collaboration is trust-based. So let go. Surrender. Allow. And know that healing is happening in the perfect way, at the perfect pace. Even if you can't see it yet, trust. Always trust. Practice this daily. Morning is ideal because you're setting the tone for your body's quantum field for the entire day. But any time works. The key is consistency. You're not looking for instant results. You're building cumulative effect. Every time you practice, you're strengthening the neural pathways associated with health observation. You're training your body to respond to your conscious direction. You're creating a new baseline. And over time, this new baseline becomes your new normal, not through force, through repetition, through trust, through love. And here's something beautiful that happens. As you practice observing your body toward health, you start to notice your relationship with your body changing. You stop seeing it as an enemy that betrays you. You start seeing it as an ally, a friend, a sacred vessel. You develop appreciation for its complexity, awe at its intelligence, gratitude for its resilience. And this shift in relationship is healing in itself, because when you love your body, when you trust your body, when you honor your body, you create the optimal conditions for it to thrive. Healing becomes not just possible, but inevitable, because you've removed the primary obstacle, which was never the disease. It was always the observation of disease, the identification with limitation, the belief in brokenness. When you shift that, everything shifts. Let's address one final important aspect of quantum healing: the role of medical treatment. Because some people hear about quantum healing and think they should reject all conventional medicine. That's not what I'm suggesting. Quantum healing and medical treatment are not opposites. They're complementary, and used together, they're more powerful than either alone. Medical treatment works at the physical level. Surgery removes damaged tissue. Medication alters biochemistry. Radiation destroys cancer cells. These interventions can create rapid physical change, and sometimes that physical change is necessary, especially if the body has degraded to a critical point. Medical treatment can buy time, stabilize systems, remove immediate threats. This creates space for quantum healing to work. Think of medical treatment as addressing the hardware, and quantum healing as addressing the software. You need both for optimal function. But here's where it gets interesting. Your observation of medical treatment affects its efficacy. If you take medication while observing yourself as sick and broken, the medication has to work against your observation. You're creating resistance. But if you take medication while observing yourself as healing, while trusting your body's wisdom, while appreciating the medicine as a tool your body is using to restore balance, the medication works with your observation. You create synergy. Studies have shown that patients with positive expectations have better outcomes from the exact same treatments than patients with negative expectations. That's quantum observation affecting physical results. So, if you choose medical treatment, practice quantum healing alongside it. Observe the treatment as effective. See it working perfectly. Feel gratitude for the medicine. Trust your body to use it wisely. This doesn't mean you have blind faith. You can still be informed, ask questions, make conscious choices. But once you choose a treatment, commit to observing it as helpful. Don't take medicine while resenting it or fearing it. That's like pressing the gas and brake simultaneously. You create conflict in your quantum field. Choose the treatment consciously, then observe it working beautifully. Let your consciousness and the medicine collaborate. And here's the other side. Quantum healing can reduce the need for medical intervention, or shorten recovery time, or minimize side effects. When you're actively observing your body toward health, you're supporting every other healing modality. Your immune system works better. Your repair mechanisms are more active. Your body responds more efficiently to treatment. So you might need lower doses, fewer interventions, shorter treatment periods. Quantum healing doesn't replace medicine. It optimizes medicine. It makes everything work better. Now let's talk about prevention, because quantum healing isn't just for when you're sick, it's for maintaining health. If you practice observing your body as healthy, strong, and resilient when you're well, you're collapsing probabilities toward continued health. You're setting up your quantum field to default toward wellness. This is preventive medicine at the consciousness level, and it's far more powerful than most people realize. Think about people who never get sick, who age slowly, who recover quickly from injuries. Often these people have a deep belief in their body's strength. They observe themselves as healthy, they trust their resilience, and their bodies reflect that observation. So start now. Don't wait until you're sick to practice quantum healing. Practice it every day. Observe your body with appreciation. Notice what's working. Feel gratitude for your health. Trust your body's intelligence. Expect vitality. This daily practice creates a quantum field of wellness around and within you. A field that repels disease and attracts health, not through magic, through observation. Through the collapse of quantum probabilities toward the states you're most consistently observing. And finally, let me address self-blame. Some people hear about quantum healing and think, if I created my disease through observation, then it's my fault I'm sick. This is not helpful, and it's not accurate. Yes, observation affects health, but you didn't consciously choose disease. You weren't aware of how observation works. You were operating from unconscious patterns, inherited beliefs, trauma responses, cultural programming. None of that is your fault. You didn't know, but now you do. So instead of blame, practice compassion. Forgive yourself for any ways your unconscious observation may have contributed to disease. And commit to conscious observation from this point forward. Healing begins with self-love, not self-judgment. Love your body for doing its best with the information it received. And give it new information now. Information of health, strength, vitality, perfect function. Here's what I want you to understand deeply. You are not separate from your body. Your body is not a vehicle you're driving. Your body is you. You are consciousness expressing through form. And form responds to consciousness, always, immediately, perfectly. So when you change your consciousness, when you shift your observation, your form must change. It has no choice, because observation collapses probabilities. That's not belief, that's physics. Your body is a quantum system, and quantum systems respond to observation. This is your power. This is your birthright. The ability to observe yourself toward any state, including perfect health. Does this mean you'll never be sick? No. Physical reality has complexity, environmental factors, genetic predispositions, accidents, aging processes. But it does mean you have far more influence over your health than you've been taught. You're not powerless. You're not at the mercy of random illness. You're an active participant, a conscious observer, and that changes everything. So practice. Observe your body with love, with trust, with appreciation. Expect health, visualize healing, feel vitality, and watch as your body responds, because it will, it must. That's how quantum mechanics works. If this information resonates, leave a comment sharing your experience with healing, or with observing your body differently. Subscribe to this channel for more practical applications of quantum physics to life, and share this video with anyone who needs to hear that their body is not broken. Their body is quantum, and quantum means possibility, infinite possibility, including the possibility of perfect health, right here, right now, in this moment. Remember, your body is listening to your observation. Every thought, every belief, every expectation, it's receiving information and responding. So observe wisely, observe lovingly, observe powerfully. Observe your body as the miraculous quantum system it is, capable of healing, designed for health, always working toward balance. And when you observe from this truth, healing is not just possible, it's inevitable. Welcome to quantum healing. Welcome to conscious observation. Welcome to partnership with your body's infinite intelligence. You are the observer, and your body is responding. Always.